Scorpio, Coordinate is the song that's playing for you. Alright, so look, you may be trying to orchestrate some shit there, Scorpio. You trying to set some shit up, or you just trying to get coordinated. You trying to get your swing back, get your vibe back, get your flow back together in some way, shape, or form. Someone may have been lying to you in some way, shape, or form, and it may have been a love type relationship. Now that you may have become aware of that, now that you know who lying to you, now that you became aware of where the lies is coming from and where the falsehood in your expression is, now you're trying to get yourself back together. You out your mind in regards to a situation. You're no longer confused. You made a decision in some way, shape, or form. Now you're getting coordinated. Again, because if it's Queen of Swords in reverse on the bottom, so whether you were lying to yourself or someone outside of you was lying to you, but they was expressing feelings or they were expressing genuine emotions, even though it wasn't genuine. They weren't being honest with you internally. They knew they were lying to you, or someone knew the emotions they were bringing to you weren't real in some way, shape, or form. So now that you became aware of that, you're no longer in your head about this friendship, about this relationship, about this idea. Look, in reverse on the bottom, your perspective has fallen from a higher space. And now you can't stop thinking of this situation in a lower cycle, in a lower energy. And that's just because you called judgment on it. Little do you know. Or someone called judgment on the situation with you, Scorpio, and now they only think lower of the situation with you. You may no longer be investing in this relationship. You may no longer be investing in this friendship, this partnership, this idea, and or business. Or someone is no longer investing in you. You may not want someone to emotionally disconnect, but someone may have emotionally disconnected from you. Or someone may not want you to emotionally disconnect, but because they were fucked up in their emotions, you're emotionally disconnecting from them. Put your foot in the shoe that fits you, Scorpio. Regardless. About to get it started. And look, you're no longer receiving emotions from a certain space or just from a certain mentality, or the emotions you have received from a certain space or mentality. Look at all these fallouts. The emotions you did accept from someone is was of a lower energy. So it's like after you receive the emotions, you realize these are lower emotions. These aren't higher or positive feelings. Thus putting you on the world in reverse on the bottom again. Thus putting you in the space to your perspective to fall in regards to a space. Or you have fallen in regard. Yeah, look, lovers in reverse. It's like someone may have expressed themselves emotionally, or you express yourself emotionally, but it was from a lower emotional state. Ace of Coins on the bottom in reverse. And that put you in the space to fall out of love with this space. So if someone brought you their feelings, they brought you immature, childish feelings in some way, shape, or form. Covering it with these are positive emotions. It's like someone was codependent on you and they tried to express themselves emotionally to you in some way, shape, or form, or they just did a certain action that was from an emotional place, but it was from an emotional, childish place, a lower energy. You received that and it made you fall out of love with the space. Now you no longer think highly of this space. You think lower of the space with the world in reverse on the bottom. No matter, every time you're in this cycle, every time you're in this space, every time you see your partner, this friend, this relationship, put your foot in the shoe that fits you. It's like you can't feel highly of this anymore. And that's whether because someone expressed themselves towards you a certain type of way, or you expressed yourself emotionally. And it's like you emotionally invested in something that brought death. That's you on the bottom, by the way, Scorpio. So you made a feature in your own shit. You dig me? So it's like your emotional based action brought an end to a love relationship because you either didn't invest yourself emotionally in a new type of youthful expression, or how you invested yourself emotionally was from a lower type of expression. And because you did that, there's no love in a space anymore. Death. Or because someone did that to you, you don't love a situation no more. So whether you were the one that didn't or did express themselves, if you did, it was of a lower vibe. If you didn't, and it's like you did it, and because you did not, you lost a love type situation. Or you did, and there's no love here anymore because of how you emotionally invested or expressed yourself. Again, or someone else brought you their emotions. Whether it was an emotional based idea or just an emotion, like an emotional based action and or reaction that made you fall out of love with the space you share with this individual. Look, Temperance. So if it's you may be dealing with a Sagittarius, you may be dealing with a Gemini. You don't gotta be. So if it's you versus someone outside of you, it's like you may have expressed yourself or invested yourself in some way, shape, or form. It's almost like someone, if it's you versus someone outside of you, someone outside of you was guided to bring emotional balance to a space they share with you. Or you were guided to bring emotional balance to a space you share, if it's you versus you. Now, previously, if it's you versus you, you may have expressed it or you expressed it. You were not expressing yourself or emotionally investing. The song that's playing is Walked In, by the way. See, so it's like, whether it's an idea walked in or it's like something changed quickly in regards to how you receive or how you experience and or participate in the space. Now, once upon a time, you may not have been emotionally expressing or emotionally investing yourself in a space. And it's like, because you were doing that, there was no love in that space. But it's like you're guided to bring emotion. It's like now you're guided to bring emotional balance to that space. Or you're being told, look, all right, you know what you got going on, Scorpio? Let me go ahead and shoot that little disclaimer. But it's like a space you didn't take action towards ended in some way, shape, or form. If this is you versus you, and if it's you versus you, it ended because of either you took an emotion, some sort of emotional action that ended the love here, that ended how you love this idea, how you love this friendship, this relationship, this business, whatever it is. You did something that put an ending to your love, or because you didn't do something, it ended how you love this space. You feel me? And now it's like, if it's you versus you, you're being guided to bring balance to something now. Temperance, upright. And it's like only you can do this. So it's like your spirit may be telling you to do something, but it's like you're not doing it. Now, whether you're not doing it because you feel like there's no love in a situation, or it's just like you don't want to love a situation. You don't want to express yourself emotionally. You don't want to show that part of you in some way, shape, or form. You gonna know what's going on with you, Scorpio. Going bad. I'm telling you, a love situation is going bad because Scorpio is being, if it's you versus you, you're being guided to bring balance, but you're not emotionally investing in it. You're not taking that step. If it's you versus someone outside of you was trying to bring you emotional balance in some way, shape, or form. But it's like your receiver is off, or you're just not in that space because you may only be receiving lower feelings or lower emotions. And because you're receiving lower emotions, you're not being put in the space to receive the higher emotions someone's trying to express and or bring you. The higher ideas your mind is trying to get you to invest in. It's like because you're on demon time. You're almost on demon time 100% of the time. Or again, you're just not into expressing that part of you, that youthful part of you, because of a love lost situation. So it's like you could have been heartbroken, and because you were heartbroken, you closed that part off of you, and you never let that side of you express themselves emotionally. And the card that came out is the Five of Wands, and now you're in conflict, or now there's conflict in this space that's supposed to be balanced in some way, shape, or form. Because Scorpio, is refusing to take the action, or because how Scorpio is emotionally investing themselves towards someone that tried to bring balance to Scorpio in some way, shape, or form, has just brought conflict to the space with Scorpio. It's like you're in a bad space. You're in a bad emotional receiver space. So you're not in the space to receive emotional ideas. Look, Ace of Coins, as I say that, Ace of Coins in reverse. You're in a bad space. And because it's like, and someone could be guided to assist you, or guided to, if it's you versus someone outside of you, it's like God or life, universe, Allah, whatever you title you subscribe to, could be trying to work through someone external to you to bring you balance. But because you're not in the right receiver state, you're only receiving it as a bad investment or a bad idea or a bad relationship or a bad friendship, whatever it is. If it's your own mind, you may be in conflict because it's like your intuition is telling you to do something, but your vessel or your ego is going against your intuition, thus putting you in a love lost type feeling, a love lost type situation. It's just because you don't want it to be true. You're receiving something from a negative space, and because you're receiving something from a negative space, you're counting your blessings out before you even get them. Having our way. Yeah, you having your way, all right. The only reason you're in the space you're in right now is because you're choosing to be there. You know how that fit for you, so you know you apply that to your life as it goes. If it's you versus another, if it's you versus someone outside of you may be in conflict because it's like they could be trying to bring balance to a space with you, but you're turned off to that space. So it's like you're no longer emotionally expressing yourself or just receiving emotions from this space because you already see it as a bad investment. Maybe because you were put in conflict in this space before. And it's like now that you got out of that conflict, now you're having your way. You're not letting these people, this person put you back in conflict. Now these people or this person may want to just bring balance to the space, but they're in conflict because how you're receiving them. You're not receiving them, or you're just receiving them from a lower mentality. But it's like they're guided to bring balance back. Or if it's you versus you, again, you're guided to bring balance back to it's like you may not be open. Again, your intuition is telling you to bring balance to some sort of conflict because of a bad investment that you did too quick or someone outside of you did too quick, but you're not in that space to receive it. You're not taking the action you're being guided or told to take. Because you feel like there's no love here in whatever shape or form. It's a love lost type situation, or you just fell out of love with this space. You know what you got going on, Scorpio. Sound like it sounds like you in a little vindictive state there, Scorpio. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, look, 3 of Cups. It's like if you invested in something emotionally, or if you just invested in something, what you invested in brought you a temporary emotional celebration in some way, shape, or form. But with that celebration came conflict. Magician in reverse on the bottom. Now, look, 4 Wands on the bottom. Now you may be in an unstable situation that, once upon a time, there was a celebration because of this bad idea, this bad mentality, this bad emotion on demon time. Once upon a time, you made an investment while you were on demon time that brought you and those around you some celebration in some way, shape, or form. But now you could be in conflict, or those around you could be in conflict, because it's like whether balance is being brought to a situation or balance has been brought to a space. And it's like what happened on demon time is now become aware. Now you may have fell out of love with those people you were once celebrating because you realized what they invested in was a bad investment. So now you're no longer accepting or receiving emotions from these friends, these people, these family members, or just yourself this way. You're no longer investing in these mindsets or emotional ideas you get because you realize they're of a lower vibe. You're no longer acting on demon time in some way, shape, or form. Once upon a time, you were having your way until you were put in conflict. And then that conflict made you fall out of love with a situation, fall out of love with these friends, stop accepting emotions with these same people you used to celebrate with. But that's only because temperance was brought in regards to a bad investment you invested in the past. Friendship, relationship, ideas. So that's a lot of different shoes there, Scorpio. I'm telling you, you're no longer expressing yourself emotionally to something or someone because of some sort of lower investment that happened previously, or just because of it, you may not see this as a good investment. If it's you versus you don't see something that will actually make you. It's like if it's you versus you, it could be your friends, it could be people around you. It's like people around you are keeping you in conflict, thinking lower about a space, thinking lower about something. It's like your intuition is telling you to bring balance. Your intuition is telling you to emotionally express and or invest yourself in this space. But people around you want to keep you in this lower vibe. And that's putting you in internal conflict with the Five of Wands. Or people out around you who are celebrating emotionally. They're your friends. But these friends only celebrate with you when you're on demon time in some way, shape, or form. And when you're not on demon time, it's like they're in conflict. So they're going to keep you in demon time. And the only way to keep you in demon time is keep you from expressing this emotional half of you that you're not expressing or you don't want to express. Or keep you from receiving emotions and feelings, new emotional based ideas or new emotional feelings from someone outside of you that you actually love. Ayo, listen. It's like the people outside of you don't want to keep you from investing in what it is you love. You know, only you know how that fit for you, Scorpio. So it's like the only way they know how to get, it's like they're bringing you lower mind. It's like they're bringing you a negative way to think if it's a relationship. They're bringing you a negative way to think about your emotional counterpart so that you don't emotionally invest in that counterpart. Or so that you don't receive emotions from that counterpart. You feel me? 10 freaky girls. I'm telling you, look, they just want to keep partying with you. You know what you got going on. Don't let me tell you what you got going on. All right, I'm going to fuck with you.